Hello and welcome to my channel. The topic in the video I'm about to share with you guys will get you shocked and make you angry at the same time. Now, this video gives us an insight on the reasons why they banned Black history in America. This video shows us how Black history was deliberately suppressed by the white leadership to remain in control and in power and to uphold Ara-to-the-Sist ideologies. Now, as we go down to dig in the past, we begin to see a pattern of violence and discrimination inflicted upon Black communities. Let's take a look at the video.
They ban Black history in school, and you'll be shocked why. We are going to delve into a topic that might leave you surprised, disappointed, and angry all at once. We're talking about the shocking truth behind the banning of Black history in our school curriculums. So they have banned the schools. Yes, they literally put the future of the students at stake. But why? The reason is more shocking. To understand this, we need to go back in time and examine the roots of this sinister practice from the 19th century to the 20th century. Black history was deliberately suppressed by white leadership to maintain control and power and uphold racist ideologies. As we dig into the historical accounts, we'll begin to see a pattern of violence and discrimination inflicted upon Black communities. Let's start with the Atlanta Massacre of 1906. Atlanta, once a bustling city, became the epicenter of the regional economy, drawing in a significant Black population. However, with this growth came challenges, and white leadership responded by implementing restrictions to control the behavior of the burgeoning Black working class. The social intermingling of the races was frowned upon, leading to an expansion of Jim Crow segregation, further deepening racial tensions. Fast forward to the Rosewood Massacre of 1923 in Florida. The thriving Black community of Rosewood was a haven of prosperity and peace until a horrifying incident of racial violence turned everything upside down. White mobs descended on the town, burning it to the ground and leaving a scar that would last for decades. The true death toll was hidden for years, with white historians largely ignoring the tragedy until much later. But why would anyone want to ban Black history in school? And you'll be shocked to know the real reason behind the removal of the stories of a significant part of our population. Children were literally not allowed to go to schools. It means that they were not allowed to take decisions. Then how are they supposed to enlighten themselves? Let's try to understand. Behind this dark conspiracy, the Springfield race riot of 1908 in Illinois played a crucial role. Here, tensions between Black and white residents escalated, leading to a deadly riot and leaving 6 Black people lynched and hundreds driven out of Springfield. The aftermath of this riot contributed to the formation of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or NAACP, in 1909, which aimed to fight against racial violence and discrimination. The Slocum Massacre of 1910 in Texas was a brutal event targeted at Blacks, resulting in the deaths of numerous African Americans. The incident remained buried in history until investigative efforts unveiled the horrific details in the 1980s. These are just a few instances of the violence and oppression faced by Black Americans throughout history, and they paint a grim picture of the realities of our Black brothers and sisters and what they have endured. So why isn't this history being taught in our schools? The truth is, the omission of Black history from curriculums was a deliberate act perpetuated by white supremacists who wanted to maintain the status quo of racial segregation and oppression. By erasing these stories from textbooks, they sought to perpetuate a distorted narrative that diminished the contributions and resilience of Black people throughout history. This intentional erasure aimed to reinforce stereotypes and maintain a false sense of superiority among white Americans. It was a means to ensure that Black individuals were seen as lesser, that their voices were silenced, and their achievements were disregarded. Unfortunately, this trend of erasing Black history continues to persist in some parts of our education system. The consequences of this erasure are profound. Black students are deprived of the opportunity to learn about their heritage, culture, and the struggles their ancestors faced and overcame. Conversely, white students are robbed of a comprehensive understanding of American history and the role Black Americans played in shaping our nation. Now let's examine the profound impact this erasure has had on our communities and the urgent need for acknowledgement. The erasure of black history from school curriculums has left a deep and lasting impact on black communities. When students are not taught about the struggles, achievements, and contributions of their ancestors, it creates a sense of disconnection and alienation. It reinforces the idea that black history is somehow separate from American history, when in fact it is an integral part of the fabric that makes up our nation. By failing to acknowledge black history, we are perpetuating a cycle of ignorance and perpetuating harmful stereotypes. This lack of understanding contributes to the perpetuation of systemic racism and the marginalization of black individuals in society. It leaves young minds ill-equipped to confront issues of race and discrimination, hindering the progress toward a more inclusive and equitable society. Furthermore, the erasure of black history denies all students the opportunity to learn about the struggles and resilience of black Americans in the face of adversity. It prevents them from understanding the historical context of racial disparities and the ongoing fight for civil rights.
One of the most controversial topics being argued across the political path today involves state lawmakers and politicians who have combined efforts to ensure that African American history courses stay out of the classroom. Now, across the nation, historians, educators, parents, and others are protesting that Black history deserves to be taught and not just relegated to 1 month of the year. Black history is important because it allows children to see humanity in each other. You know, the concept explores the idea that error to the system isn't just the byproduct of bias, hate, and discrimination, but also embedded in the legal, political, and sociological framework of this country. As a result, advanced placement Black history courses are being watered down to accommodate this perpetual insecurity that the truth may be exposed to those who don't already know it or simply cannot handle it. This history is important because it helps us realize that today's book banning efforts belong to a broader political backlash to the current liberation movement that started with the unaliving of Trayvon Martin in 2012. Now, the ideas and demands that Black people and all people deserve freedom from police violence, deserve quality housing, deserve universal health care, deserve a world that has different problems from what Dr. King identified as the triple evils of our to the system: capitalism and militarism. Now, it is no accident that these ideas are found in the same books that they want to ban. So prison officers, politicians, and right-wing politics target knowledge found in critical race theory because they know that theory leads to action for people who care about love, liberty, and justice. They want to stop people from being inspired to fight for better lives. Now, let's take a look at some of the comments and hear what people had to say about this. The first one reads, "We can never forget what they did to our people. We are not going to forget. If they don't want us to learn in school, then we will teach our kids, and yet they call us Blacks violent people when history is telling us otherwise. Sad. Our stories must be taught. If we weren't so important, they would not be suppressing us. They are so afraid we will rise up, but we are. We can teach our history to our children in the home, but it's the white children that are losing out the most. Sad but true. Thanks for sharing. History is important to understand what happened then and now and what we go through even today. Now, we have to teach our children so they can know. They can know. The other side never tells the truth about what really happened anyway. It is up to us historians to openly share the truth, but also teach forgiveness and love. It's not that these guys historians to openly share the truth, but also teach forgiveness and love. It's not that these guys don't want to teach it. They just don't want to be reminded of what of what they are still doing. We are the original indigenous people of America, and they took our land. This is just a portion of what has been hidden and destroyed. I've learned more Black history within last month on TikTok more than in my entire life, I'm ashamed to say. If freedom was equal, this could never have been done. How about you start with why they banned Indian history and the massacre there? This is why we need to rely on our own people, their books, their experiences, and our ancestors. They won't let the video play. They're scared of the truth. Mistreated for no reason. Make some sense out of this for me, somebody. Nothing shocks me these days. This is just a way to continue to control us and keep us down and oppressed, but we shall rise. It's not that they taught the whole truth in schools anyway. Black history has always been watered down. Now, those are just some of the comments. So many comments from people, but hey, I couldn't read all of them, and these are just some of the comments that I could read. Now, it is very important for everyone, or us rather, to know the true history about us Black people. I don't know, what is your say about this video? Do you think or feel this is right? Anyway, feel free to drop your comments. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.